Thank you for coming this evening to celebrate the opening of 2 solo exhibitions at the gallery, Still Here by LA-based artist Sung Jik Yang and Rumble by London-based artist Dido Hallett. We have Paul Hedge here this evening in conversation with Dido. Paul is a co-founder of Hales Gallery, who started out in South London in Deptford, just down the road, and also studied at Goldsmiths, as did Dido, so we have a bit of a South London thing going on here. Paul has visited Dido's studio previously, and I'm really intrigued to see what will come out of this conversation. I'd like to welcome everyone to the space, and I hope you enjoy it.
So you sent me a text today that was all about painting as a battlefield. Yeah. As a battlefield, as a place for conflict. And I thought, I was on the train. So I thought what I'd do is I will look up on the old Google, I'll look up all the English Civil War battlefields in Britain, and then I'll look up what they look like now. So I went through Naseby, then... Anyway, I found one. When I found out that Dido had been brought up in Bath, I thought, let's look up what happened near Bath. Bath, have you ever been there? But a place that makes me feel very uncomfortable. It's so nice as a place. It makes me pretty uncomfortable. Anyway, I found Lansdowne Hill, and I think it's 1643. There was a big battle there. Oh, a lot of bloodshed. It's described in the battlefields, but you can imagine what those websites look like. I went down a right rabbit hole there. But it describes the brutality of what went on there. And we talked about it earlier on. Dido said, yeah, it's all very nice Victorian houses now there. So Britain is covered in these places, these brutal battlefields. And so I thought it was quite interesting because I read your paintings as, I've always thought about your paintings as landscape. Even though they're not landscape where you're going and making paintings of landscape, are they? Tell me a little bit more about how you might approach landscape, or how you think about landscape, and what you meant by when you said to me, I see them as a battlefield.
I think it's a feeling. I think my approach, I'm always looking for a feeling when I start, or obviously I start a painting and it goes through many layers of scraping back and then adding more paint, trying to kind of find that moment where it feels, well, when I feel something. I'm always trying to, I suppose, feel something, yeah. As opposed to just looking at colour. You want to actually feel
experience it.
Yeah. And that's why they do appear like, you can see the journey I've been on with them, where there's been lots of different, applications of colour, which I've then kind of changed my mind. That's not it, and I'm always searching for that something that makes me kind of feel like more connected to something, or more alive, or like, oh, that, I can feel it when it happens.
Yeah.
And then you leave it alone, and that can be very quick, or it can be very slow. And you might have felt it and lost it and felt it and lost it the whole, over 6 months, and you might have regretted and tried to come back to something, some former moment where it was like, oh, it was really happening, but there was a doubt, or you're always on that kind of journey of, is it this, is it not, is it this, is it now, is it here, has it landed? But it's very...
How do you know then when it has?
I think it does stop calling you. It stops kind of like bugging you, annoying you, and you can leave it alone and you can walk away. Like I can walk away from that.
So is the battle with it?
The battle is with it for sure. With me feeling like I can let it go, not being quite so worried, or is that, I have to kind of have that bit of distance, and then I can come back, say, if by chance I have a 2-week gap, I might come back and know, oh no, that was all good, that's fine, I can leave that one. But yeah, no, it's about mood, it's about feeling, and it's about, I don't know, light. There is a sort of interest in how, I don't know, light makes you, obviously there's dramatic light or, I'm definitely interested in art history, and I kind of reflect on moments in art history as well, but don't ask me about those.
I'm sorry, we're going there. We are going there. And I don't think you'll have a problem with that. But let's just start with neo-romantic painting, mid-century neo-romantic painting in Britain. You know, painters like Graham Sutherland, or actually even Paul Nash towards the end of his career.
Yeah.
John Piper.
Yeah, well, there's a romanticism. I feel, when I look at those, I guess again, I'm feeling when I look at those paintings. I don't know if you ever went to the War Museum where they had a collection of, did you ever go to the Imperial War Museum where they had the war artists?
I'm always interested in that, and
yeah.
Tell me more about that.
Well,
because we're back on the battle territory here.
Yeah, we are totally in that. But it was, I guess it must have been about 10, at least maybe 15 years ago. There was a lot of brilliant art on display in the upstairs of the Imperial War Museum. I went quite a few times. Graham Sutherland was all over it, Paul Nash was all over it, because they were the official war artists. And I don't know, there was something about the mood. I was just like, yeah, that's it. I love that destructive. After. I mean, it was during the war, after the war. I don't know, probably. And there's that horror. It's like a horror scene, but you can't help but there's a romance to that as well, and there's a intensity to those scars. The way they would use light.
Yeah. So how would you see yourself as sort of distant from that, but carrying on that legacy? So, I mean, they're not landscape paintings in that respect, are they? So, how would you describe?
Well, they're not, because I think Graham Sutherland was painting from a scene. It wasn't built up in his head. I think it was, whereas these are all emotional from me, when they're not like.
So they're a different sort of landscape. They're more of an emotional landscape, aren't they?
Yeah, there's psychological kind of stuff going on, I think.
Yeah.
And I think it's just like, how can we all relax and be calm in this world we're in? It's hard.
Yeah, this is a very good point, isn't it?
And I think this art, these paintings are a place where I feel really. I mean, weirdly, they make me happy. They make me really happy. I know they're really dark. Huh?
Well, I suppose...
They make me happy, and doing them makes me happy, seeing them makes me happy, being here obviously makes me happy, but...
Well, probably because you're winning the battle, aren't you? If you're telling me that you know when they're finished, and they're finished when the battle's done, you are parading off the battlefield with your flag held high, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're telling everyone you're out. You fought it and you won.
I'm proud of that one. That's great. I won. But
tell me a bit more about the weight of these paintings, because like nowadays I see so much painting that's like light as a feather.
Yeah.
Like the sort of painting where people have told you, you don't have to do much to be a painter. Just get a brush, like that. A bit like Matisse did. And it's all done. You're not part of that school, are you?
Would be wonderful, and I am envious of that. And sometimes that does happen.
Does it?
But
I want to see that. I haven't seen it in your studio.
The journey is, the kind of excitement of being on this journey is, for me, if I do a light touch, it's too easy. It's an easy win. It's not exciting enough. Whereas when you really destroy it, it's like, oh my god, that's so bad. I can't even look at that. I come back and I'm like, oh. And that's probably why you see the thickness, back to the thickness of the paint, is, I'm very kind of gung-ho with the old tubes and the pots, and I will apply very liberally, with a lot of fun.
That it's quite interesting that
Yeah.
you know you talk about like I can't look at that.
Yeah.
I mean, so the aesthetic judgments that you're making are sort of anti-aesthetic judgments, are they? Are you trying to
Rub against.
pull out something
I don't know.
filthy?
I mean, I think when they get too pretty or decorative,
Yeah,
they lose, they become generic,
yeah.
they become less interesting.
I agree with you.
And we
I
have to
agree with
keep
you.
that edge. If we're not
Yeah.
playing on that edge, why are we here? You're just in a kind of trope
Yeah.
of like normal stuff, and that's not interesting.
I thought the painting in the middle room there was like Giverny,
Yeah.
the Monet paintings of water lilies, but like it's the pond at the back of the park over here, and then someone slung in a shopping trolley and a few cans. It's got that sort of filthiness and grunginess that is not just talking about the marvellousness of art to transform things, although it is talking about that. And even, filthy things can be transformed into something amazing. Maybe that's what you found exciting about the Imperial War Museum shows, talking about war. Nobody really wants to think about or look at war, do they? But actually, there is something quite beautiful in the way in which artists have thought about it and put that together.
Absolutely. I mean, we're right in the thick of it again, aren't we?
Yeah.
And I think.
You think some of that is
deny.
coming out in these?
I mean, this is called Hidden Histories.
Mm.
Yeah, I just not sure really what's going on. Is that okay to say that? In the world?
Perfectly
Feels a
okay to
strange
say
place.
it. Does anyone here know what's going on? I've had to turn the apps off on my phone on the old news because, in fact, I think I probably get more news from looking at these paintings than I get from the news.
Yeah. I mean, obviously I'm a woman living in London. I've got kids. There's all the drama of that. But yeah, there is also the drama of, I don't know, when I go to school and to the studio and I try and disconnect from the domestic and the mundane and the worries of family and life, I think I want to go somewhere else. So often I do listen to political stuff in the studio, and although this isn't connected to that at all, this is all to me about tension and colour and how paint works. But there is an infiltration through my headphones of
I'm sure there is.
interesting things.
You're listening to that stuff and you're not listening to quiz shows on Radio 4, then I think probably a lot of that is coming out in the work.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I think there is still interesting debate, but you have to search for it. You're not going to get it in the mainstream, which is why we are in an interesting time where you can plug into interesting conversation, but you have to search for it.
You mentioned being a woman living and working in London with a family.
Yeah.
All the artists you've mentioned are blokes so far.
Yeah.
Maybe I mentioned them, but forgive me.
Yeah.
Women and women artists. Do you look at much stuff that you think to yourself, that's really inspiring to me?
I think I'm just attracted to, we spoke earlier about the German artists as well.
Go on, you can talk about that.
Like
Talk about
Basilisk.
this. Yeah.
There's this energy, there's this sort of, I suppose I want to feel grounded and I want to feel reassured, and I think those artists, and Guston, so I don't know, I'm looking for that painting.
So gender doesn't really.
Gender's not it's not particularly on my, it's not the forefront. I'm looking for feeling and I'm looking for reassurance, and I get it when I feel like there's a depiction of something that makes me feel something.
Right. I want to know a bit more about that reassurance. That's an interesting place, because I think artists are genuinely trying to be on the edge of something. So looking for reassurance in something that you've made is a really interesting idea. I mean, and it's brave of you to mention it, because a lot of people have just brushed over that and just said, I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm a fantastic artist, and look, you can see this is the evidence. But to make yourself vulnerable like that, and to say, I'm looking for reassurance from something I've made, is an interesting place to be. Maybe you can just talk a little bit more about what you mean by that.
I think if I go to the studio in one, it's a bit like when you go to the sauna. We've just opened a sauna, everybody.
You've heard it here first. Fancy a sauna this evening. The old Kent Road's the place to go.
You go to the sauna in one mood, and then you're immersed in that intensity, that heat, and you literally transform. You come out in a different place. It's
I'll tell you a word for it.
It's elemental. It's like it's transformed you. And I think I can go to the studio in one mood. I get there, I get going, I get the paints out, and the reassurance is that it's like, okay, this is making sense now. The world out there, the troubles, the kids, the the kind of business, all that just disappears, and then you're reassured by they're just getting back to elemental stuff, colour, light, I don't know, the texture, like things just sort of click and you feel good.
So, I mean, if we went back to the landscape thing, it's sort of a sort of simulated nature. It's like something that the nature of it is in the colour, in the doing of it, it's a bit like the gardening thing. I'm obsessed with
gardening. Yeah, for sure. I think I did grow up with my dad being a painter, as a landscape painter. So it was in the language of the home I was brought up in. There was discussion. There wasn't discussion. He just made his paintings.
Yeah. What did you think of them?
I generally really liked them. He did ask often my opinion. He did include, but I think he definitely had his own journey with them.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't a successful artist, but he was committed, and I feel that passion was sort of, I noticed it, I just noticed, okay, Dad needs this thing to make him a nicer person and make him, okay, and without it,
So, I mean, you mentioned success there and being a successful artist. We're going to have to go there, aren't we? What makes someone successful, and what do you think a successful artist looks like?
I suppose, when I think of him, he wasn't remunerated financially for his endeavours.
So it's about money then?
Well, I think...
Come on, I'm an art dealer. I'm drawing it out of you.
I mean, that would be nice, I can't say. But I think this is success. Like this, to me, this I'm here talking about that success. I feel success when anyone who comes into my studio, be it the warden in the car park, he comes in and if he enjoys, there's a little bit.
I'm all for that.
Yeah, I'm all for that too. I feel, endorsed by anyone can endorse it. But obviously, because I'm not a huge, like the hierarchy. I know that the hierarchy of the art world and all the glamour, I know that that's hype and that can collapse. It's not real. It's not really real. I'm not worried.
So for you, the battle is something that's more like a war. It's a longer fought thing. It's a series of battles, and these are the results of them. And the winning the war is going to be a lifetime doing this, where you could look back on all the battles. And
for sure.
See those successes.
I mean, I know also just having sort of glibly said it's all about, all the people I look at are men, it's true. But in my family, there's also, my aunt was painting her whole life. On both sides, in fact, my mum and my dad, and they were never successful either, but my God, it was in their blood. It's in my genes. It's definitely in my DNA on both sides. I feel like I should have a nod to Dorothy Bradford and Ellen Hallett. Makes me emotional.
I think it's great that you're thinking about that. I mean, success can come at any time. You know, we just at Hales was showing an artist who had her first commercial show at the age of 89. She's now 91. She's got her second commercial show. She's fantastic. It's never too late. But I mean, I just think it genuinely, the spirit in which you make work is very exciting for people like me who look at art, and this idea that art is a career, that you have to follow this set of rules, just seems to me to be the antithesis of what we're in the art world for. So it's exciting for me to come and talk about these paintings and enjoy them with you, enjoy your success with you. And the fact that you're saying, I am successful because I made that, that's it. That's absolutely it. Yeah, it's nice to have some cash. But like, sometimes you don't have some cash, sometimes you do have some cash. You know, and from my experience in the art world, it's sort of like that for most of the time.
Yeah.
And you have to rely on your own ability to be on the edge, but also realise when something's good, when you've made a breakthrough, when you've achieved it. And if you can't do that, then it's all a bit miserable, isn't it? If you've got to entirely rely on the fact that people will come along with a big wad of cash and say, that's good, I'll have it. Because who are those people?
But also, I'm lucky enough, I do have a community, a big community of artists around me all the time. Where are they?
They're all here, are they?
This
Good.
one definitely. There's like I share a studio, and that's fantastic. It's been so helpful to have just a few occasional those little moments are really brilliant.
Is there any competition in your studio?
Oh
no. No competition at all. You're just all plaiting daisies into each other's hair, are you?
Healthy competition.
Healthy competition. That's jolly good. I like to hear that.
Yeah, nudging each other on. Yes, you can do it. Yeah, because obviously we know it's tough out there, but huge thanks to Sim for kind of giving me these opportunities.
Who doesn't need a bit of encouragement?
Yeah.
I mean, everybody needs that, don't they?
I know. Well, you did encourage me when you came to my studio at Turps, and you were like, I can see there's some. You were very disparaging over quite a lot of it. Probably 60% was like rubbish.
I can't tell the truth. That's the problem. It's brought up in the church, you see.
But then I felt,
they don't tell you do they?
But it was enough for me that you could see something in it that was, So I think you said something like, oh, this is 80% or 90%. You might have even said 95% better than everything out there.
Well, there you go.
Okay, so I hope
It's all right.
I've written that. But you were very.
You shrunk to about 60%.
But there was encouragement, and that's what you need. You just need those little, this is good. You're doing good.
It's interesting that I wonder what it is about galleries and artists' relationship with them that thinks that we have the answers, that we know what's good. I mean, I'm saying it slightly as an agent provocateur thing, but I genuinely do think I know what's good. And I think I try and pick things that are good, but I'm interested in an artist's relationship with a gallery, about why they think galleries or dealers would necessarily know, knowing the stupidity of an awful lot of people who part with very large amounts of money for things that, in my view, are rubbish.
And there isn't the culture of critical debate around art like there used to be.
No.
Am I imagining that? Or
No, you're absolutely right.
so there's that critical edge doesn't seem to be as strong as the market. It's market led, it feels now, rather than there's not, that we haven't got our, God, I can't remember their names, but who's the guy that interviewed Bacon, Francis Bacon, famous London.
Now you're really putting me on the spot. I'll think about it in a minute.
David
Yeah,
Sylvester,
Sylvester,
they're not around, are they? Those type of people. They're not.
Well, they probably are, but they're just not heard in this din of chatter. You know, if it can't go on Snapchat,
Saturation.
am I making like a fool of myself? You know? Is that a thing? Yeah, I mean, I don't really hear much good art criticism, and the magazines and newspapers and things that I used to read, I either don't read them anymore, or they don't exist anymore, or they just look like a big wodge of ads nowadays. So you probably are right, but I mean, on the positive front, here we are, we're alive, you're making some great paintings, we can do something about this.
Great.
You know. Well, what are we going to do? That's what I keep on saying to myself. Do we just want to be a bit like everybody else, going along our own little route? It's taking a very strange turn, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I think, you know, but you are doing something that's different. I like it. It's exciting. You're on this journey, and if I can give you any encouragement, I think what you're up to is fantastic. And it feels really good to have had the conversation with you, to be having these conversations with you. And I hope other people can enjoy that energy as well. There's plenty more things that we could talk about. How much longer have we got? Do you think we've got forever?
Yeah, for you.
2 minutes.
Sorry?
2 minutes. There you go.
2 minutes. Good. I'm very good at my timing, aren't I? I can feel it. In the way that you can feel when that's finished, I can feel when this is finished. No, but I would like to encourage you to
carry on.
To fight the good fight, in your words.
Don't you worry. I'm there. I'm at the coalface island.
Yeah.
But I think. Does anyone have any questions? We ask.
Why not? Come on. Is there some things that you'd like to ask Dido?
Or Paul?
Dido, how many paintings do you reckon are under each of these paintings? Good question.
I mean, is it how many paintings or just how many sessions? Because each
how many times
session,
you paused and thought, oh, maybe it's done, but then went over?
Yeah, I think. I mean, it's every session probably was an okay painting, if I'm honest.
Okay's not good enough.
But maybe. I feel there's a lot. Come on,
Are there any better paintings under it? I find that with my own practice, sometimes there's better ones further back.
Yeah.
You have to get through them.
That's what you have to learn to live with. But this is where we're at now, so that's all that counts, right?
Do you want to talk about the titles? You mentioned
a
couple of them.
The titles.
Just be nice.
So it's called Rumble, which I think is quite a good title actually.
Go on.
Because if you're rumbled, you're like shown up, aren't you? You're like, oh, it's like you've been shown to be isn't it like a bit of a fraud? I mean, not that I am, but there is that. If you've been rumbled, you're like
You're digging yourself into a hole.
Found out.
You'll find out, But I think also about painting.
Well, you found yourself out. That's more of what it's about, isn't it?
I think if you rumble, well, it's it's got a lot of energy, that word, to me. It feels like it could mean many things. But anyway, let's not talk about the title. But this is called Hidden Histories, which I feel it does totally sit with that work very well.
Yeah.
Because obviously we have the official history of things. There's a lot of blunders in history that were kind of under the carpet.
It's all blunder, isn't it?
All blunders.
Behind the scenes, it's all blunder.
Blunders. And I think there's a journey with that. There's some blunders in there even. There's some doubt. You can see there's some doubt. And then there's this sort of hitting it with the hard lines that I'd like, yes, this is how it is. This one's called synergesis, which sorry, I can't even say it. It's a pompous word that basically means what you know is what you know. Is that right, Tim? My husband?
What you know is known through a framework.
Yeah, it's a frame. Yeah, so it's a clever idea of like you're living within your own set of beliefs and programs, and it's just having that little bit of moment where you see it, which is obviously when you see it, then you grow as a painter or a person. This one is called the full flight of the arrow, which is a great phrase, poetic phrase, but it actually does mean something, which is that you have to commit. When you have the full flight of the arrow, when you're about to set that arrow off, you have to commit to it, and if you don't commit to it, it will go badly. It won't hit that bullseye. And I think with that painting particularly, there is a strong sense of commitment to the brushwork. It's like, this is like it is. It's kind of very certain of itself. And then the one around the corner is called flooding the field, which is a phrase they often use when it's like when there's an overwhelm of information, which they actually do. We are in that really with the media at the moment, where we're flooded with information and images and everything, and finding your path through that flooded field. You look confused.
No, I'm enraptured.
I have a quick question, Dido, on scale. All of the
Oh,
ones in the show are quite big.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you need that space in order to develop what you're doing, or do you get the same from a smaller piece?
I think it's easier with big, because obviously the material, the way I use it, the material is actually, my hand is quite big. I mean, it's not big as a hand, but you're applying some, if you think, well, if the canvas is this big, you're only going to, because often I do use my hand, so it's not small brushwork, we're talking kind of large applications. But I can also, I feel I can work small, actually. Like the one at the back you've got there is small. Oh, sorry, you can't see it, it's in this one. So I can enjoy small, but there is something about big, let's face it.
Yeah. Well, they're not big compared to the Grand Canyon, are they? They're big in this gallery.
They're big, yeah, they are. Well, they enable you to there's more, you can have more contrast, you can just do more in a big work.
Yeah.
Unless you are using tiny brushes where you're prepared to go there, but I'm not prepared to go there,
I thought as much.
Yeah. Takes more work, more fine work.
Yeah.
Maybe that's when I'm old,
Yeah. Thinking of a Matisse scissors moment.
Yeah, scissors moment.
Anybody else got anything that they'd like to say?
Do you do any pre-planning? Excuse me, or is it all in the moment?
Very rarely, yeah. I mean, I do use charcoal. I might start with a drawing, and some of my drawings are really different to these. Like you'll see a figure holding a cat, or something very cute, pretty. Like it might start with something quite, lovely, you'd say, but then it ends up.
It ends up lovelier.
Even better.
So yeah.
What would happen if you started listening to some beautiful music rather than
Yeah,
taking
I
distraction,
do.
do you think?
I do actually go there. So it's not all, it's coming out here, not necessarily. So I think you'd see much the same.
And the titles come at the end.
Oh yeah. Very much.
Anybody else?
Yeah,
when you started, you mentioned war artists. We've just come back from France across the Somme, and there's this beautiful landscape, but you're really aware of all the hidden history there. Would you ever think of yourself as making war art?
Making like actual...
Being a war artist. I don't know, it's just because you started with
I think committing to it would be a problem. Yeah, like I like to sort of feel like I can dip into like Augustan, the cute humour. I do feel, maybe it's not as apparent in these, but there's often a lot of humour in my work which I kind of need as well. So it's not just going 2 feet into one thing. You know, there's always a little bit of tension there. It's like I can see it for what it's a style. You know, that's a style I'm playing with, not but.
Often horror and humour go together, though,
Yeah,
don't
often.
they? Particularly in wartime environments.
Yeah.
So that's not necessarily a strange combination.
No. Yeah, but no, I can't. I don't know. I don't even think war artists are not a thing anymore, are they?
I think
They do
you've described it pretty well. The idea of a psychological war that takes place on the landscape of a canvas. You know, they've got their own topography. You know, they've got their own conversation that you're having with a mental landscape. I don't think it necessarily has to be, you know, about making a painting on the place anymore.
No.
And that's what's different about them, and that's exciting.
Yeah. That's great.
Anyone else?
You're late.
I've been here for ages. I was going to say, you're probably our new current war artist, aren't you, of our time, I think. You're
Yeah.
Like, you know, I don't know, it's all happening, the chaos and the debris, but then the humour is there backing it up, because as you rightly say, you've got to have humour to get over the horror, haven't you, to get through it and around it. So yeah, I'm just really enjoying them.
Oh, thank you.
I think they're really powerful.
Jolly good. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.